Welcome to another video from the Outdoor Analyst, guys. It is 2022, and I'm gonna narrow down what I didn't think was possible, the top 5 favorite bushcraft knives that I own. Now, I went through the top 10 earlier, and I went down, I think from 15, maybe there's 20 out here, and just kind of narrowed them down to get my favorites. And I didn't think I could actually go down to a top 5, but daggone it, I'm gonna do it. And this is gonna be absolutely just horrific for me. I love all of these knives. A quick recap for what these are. We have a Falkneven A1 right here, a big, thick Saber Vex chunk of VG10 laminated with a little 420J on the side. We have an Adventure Sworn Outdoorsman in 3V. Oh, this is a great Scandi. Done so much woodwork and even processed some animals with this. This has been with me for years. I absolutely love it. We have a Bark River Tracker in A2. This thing is, I think it's over a 1/4 inch thick. Very cool, fun, bushcrafty knife. This is so awesome. I really enjoy working with it. I really enjoy doing the different types of bushcraft with the hollow grind, the convex, the quarter round here. It's just fun. It may not be the best, but it is gosh darn fun, and I think that's part of it. This is a Bark River Bushcrafter. You would think that means it should be the best bushcraft knife of all time. It's fairly ergonomic. It's 3V, nice Scandi Vex. I've had this for, gosh, years and years and years, and I love it. It's been hunting with me almost every season. This thing is just super cool to have with me in the woods, and I love it. And does hunting have to do with bushcraft? It's part of it. Bushcraft to me is a little bit of everything. This is gonna be the Bark River Tundra, one of my favorite fire knives. It is lightweight. It is just so awesome. This Canadian style blade has a good belly to it. I've made so many fires with this over the past, gosh, 3 years, 2 or 3 years. It's part of the family now. It does so well at firework. I just can't believe it. Here we have an LT Wright Jesmic. This is the full-size Jesmic in 3V. Oh, this knife has been everywhere with me. I have made so many fires. I've taken this hunting quite a bit, surprisingly. This Ulu sweep, oh man, or Jesmic sweep, kind of based off an Ulu knife, is beautiful. It's beautiful for woods work. It's one of the most incredible things, and it is just hard to just say how good it is at feather sticking. And boys, it's got some use. This is gonna be the LT Wright GNS, the Go No Show. This one's an 01. A little newer to me. This is my second GNS, and I just wanted to get one back in because they're just so good at woods work. And oh man, the beauty of this knife is just incredible when you put it to work. It's gonna be hard to not put this in the top 5. We'll keep going up. The American knife company Denali. Oh, for a big knife, this thing is hard to beat in the woods. It's really lightweight. It's fast in the hand. You can chop with it. You can feather stick with it very easily and not get tired. It's not like a huge chopper. It's incredibly well balanced. It's fairly light and yet so ergonomic. And gosh darn that burl. And it looks that good and the choil's just that good. It's hard to beat this thing. It's one of the best out there. Now, Bravo 1.25, this is a knife I absolutely love. I think I did this as my favorite camp knife. There's a video on that. And it is in CPM 3V. It is just good at everything. All around, it's one of the best knives out there. I just couldn't do a video without it. And this is gonna be one of the newest ones to me. This is the Bark River Tundra 3. This is their kind of Canadian camp knife jacked up a little bit with a little different handle. It is gorgeous, and it is a wood splitting fiend. This Saber Vex is so good at splitting wood, and it's even lighter than the Denali and the A1. This thing is just so good at feather sticking because it doesn't wear you out for the size that it is. Goodness. Okay, those are the contenders. Those are the top 10 knives I own for bushcraft. Now, this is really, I had Moras out in my top 10, and I kind of just narrowed them out and said, hey, these are better than like my Mora knives, my Essie RB3, my Tops Bob Fieldcraft, the 3.5, the smaller version. These just beat those. They're more expensive, they're more premium, and they just beat them. These are what I have right now. And I'm not gonna diss Moras or the Essie or the Tops. Those are awesome, awesome, awesome knives. These are just better, but you're paying a lot more for them too, so they should be better. Okay, guys. If I only had 5 of these, I gotta take 5 out. If I can only deal with 5 for the rest of my life, and that's kind of how I'm gonna view these. It's the rest of my life, not just you only have 1 to live with. I've got 5. So I'm gonna take out some that are a little less special. The first one's gonna be pretty obvious, the Falkneven A1. Sentimental, yes, I've made tons of fires with this. I've taken this out into the mountains of Colorado and just, it did me well. Kept me warm, kept my family warm out there. This thing has been awesome. But I think for a big knife, there's a little cooler knives out there. So I'm gonna take it off. Wow, that was kind of tough. I'm gonna do another obvious one. It's not super obvious. It's my favorite camp knife, but it's not, I wouldn't say it's the absolute best bushcraft knife. It's a little long for me for just pure bushcraft. It doesn't make it unwieldy, but the longer it is, it's harder to do those small tasks. Bushcraft does mean you're doing some carving, you're getting in on stuff, and it is much harder when that blade is that long to get out and control it. So for that reason, I'm gonna take the Bravo 1.25 off the table. Okay, now we're really cracking on. Gosh, this is tough. This is really tough. I didn't think it would really honestly be this hard, but it is. 2 down, 3 to go. 3 to go, man. Now this one's definitely hanging around a little longer. Definitely hanging around a little longer. Okay, I'm just gonna say it. The Bark River Bushcrafter is not gonna make it into the top 5 bushcrafting knife that I own. Now for 2022, I love this knife. It is so gorgeous, and sentimentally, I'd probably say I wouldn't get rid of this, never will. But if I just had 5, this one isn't as ergonomic as actually any of these other knives. It isn't. It's a little too thin up top. It's the old style Bushcrafter, and I don't think you can really shape corn cob extremely well. It's kind of a natural material, so it's just kind of like a horn. You get what you get. It's a little thin, and the blade, it's okay. The Scandi Vex from Bark River, I don't love as much as honestly like a full height convex or a true Scandi. It's neither of those, so when it comes to woodswork, it's kind of in the middle, and you know, I'm just gonna take it out. Not ashamed of it. It just is what it is in that area. Wow, 3 down, 2 to go. If I'm being completely honest with myself, the Bark River Tracker is a fun knife. It is a cool knife, and it is really great for wood. And gosh darn, does this one look good. But if I'm being truly honest, and I had to take a fire, it's a little heavy for the size. It's a little weird. It's a little scary too from pulling this out, and there's rare people around that I don't know super well. They're gonna get freaked out. And honestly, the handle ergonomics are not as good as, let's say, the Denali or the Tundra 3 there. So for that reason, and that reason alone, it's one of the most fun knives to bushcraft with, but it's not the best. Very good, very, very good. Different way of doing things, but I'm gonna take it off. Okay, we're really getting down to it now. These 4 are immaculate. Oh, this is really the size of bushcraft knife that I love. It really is. These are so good. It's just hard to really contain it. Ooh, the Denali here, the Tundra here. Oh, in comparison, the Tundra 3 splits better than the Denali, but this thing feels somehow a little more bushcrafty because of its balance, whereas this doesn't really have a guard, and it feels more like a camp knife to me. Technically, that's in the title. It's the Tundra 3 Camp, and it's incredible at that. I think I've just said it. It splits wood super well, but if I had to do feather stick after feather stick, I think I would take the Denali over it. So I am gonna take the Tundra 3 off. Ooh, top camp, big camp knife? Yep, I think it is. I don't think it's the top 5 bushcrafter though. So here we go. I did it. If I only had 5 bushcraft knives, wow, and you can tell there's a lot of similarities here. We have 1 basically full height convex, 3 Scandies, and another full height convex. This is like a slight saber, honestly, like a saber vex, just a hair. I feel so comfortable with each one of these knives. And I've put so much time behind each one of these knives. This one particularly is fairly new, but it's my second GNS, and it's just, it's like being back home again. And I guess this is the least, the knife I've truly spent the least amount of time with. But out of all the big knives I have, I've had a lot of Bowies. When it comes to bushcraft, this thing just truly takes the cake for balance, for spanning long logs to split, and to just be able to chop if I need to. When I'm clearing deer stands and trails out in the property, it's this sort of knife is what you want. Not crazy heavy, although I do take my Bowies out there quite a bit, to be honest with you. But for true bushcraft, I think this is my top 5 for 2022 currently. Could it change? Absolutely. There's so many good knives out there, so many good brands. I'm just representing, a few here. We got a Bark River, American Knife Company. Technically, I think these guys are out of business, so I think Knife Ship Free owns them. They may bring them back, I'm not quite sure. 2 LT Wrights and an Adventure Sworn. I think that's a pretty good spread, and I wasn't even really trying, but when I actually go out and do my own work, that's probably the spread. This is the spread that I love to deal with. So, guys, I hope you love this video. It was slightly heartbreaking, honestly, to get to this point, and yet a little bit of relieving too. So if you like this content, I'm trying to just have a lot of fun with this. Hit that like button, hit the subscribe button. Come on, if you're not subscribed, please subscribe. It helps the channel out a ton. Check out the website, outdooranalyst.com. Should be a link below. There's affiliate links on there. If you click them, we do get a little bit of a kickback on Amazon if you buy anything else. I think during the day period that's there. Yeah, that's really it. I had a blast doing this. Come back for the next one, hopefully next week, and I'll have something crazy for you too. All right. Thanks a lot. I'll catch you on the next one.